Hello. I wanted to speak to you today about quasi relationships, and I'm in the glorious Bedfordshire countryside on location, and it's a beautiful day. And I wanted to share something about um, quasi relationships that are not quite relationships, but they do remain in our lives nevertheless, sometimes out of our awareness, and can cause all sorts of problems. One of which is often a very draining situation, um, from where we often find it very hard to get out of. And I call these types of quasi relationships really that are not really committed relationships, but they're situations that have been set up in a way that it appears as if we are in a full relationship with this person, but the outcome is that the situation is dragging on for years, and there doesn't seem to be any progress, and also very often the other person isn't doing very much in the situation at all. And this can be because the situation has been deliberately set up by the other person to be that way. Because these situations are often set up so that people can actually dip in and out, and sometimes to use people for whatever they want, but also to have a cushion for them to fall back on should they need to have someone in the future that they want to say that they're in relationship with, whereas in fact they've been using the time to go off and see whatever else is out there, whilst having the opportunity to come back to us intermittently to be able to fall back on us and use us for maybe just an accoutrement, really, which is something that is there and available for us, a convenience. And so a quasi relationship needs to be identified fairly early on, because if we are having our time and our energy and our love taken away by situations that are really not benefiting us, we can look back on the outcome and think, why on earth did I allow that to happen in the first place? And the reason for that is that a quasi relationship can be extremely attractive in the beginning. There can be a really great hot phase, and we can be drawn in by the appearance of what appears to be a really good situation, but in the outcome, can end up being just a situation where we're being drained and we're not receiving any fulfillment in the situation, because a quasi relationship, as the name infers, is not actually a real relationship. It's not a relationship where both parties are investing time and love and energy into the outcome, because both couples want to build a sure foundation. In a quasi relationship, that doesn't happen. There is just a casual sort of setup which only one person may be aware of in the beginning, and there is no firm foundation that's built. It's a come and go situation, and often, if people are not aware of healthy relationship dynamics, they can often find themselves not being in the know as far as what is actually happening. Which is why I often talk about conscious awareness so much, Because when we are in a situation where we have no consciousness as far as what is happening, the situation can carry us along on a whirlwind, really, and we're kept busy trying to figure out what is actually happening. And in these situations, what actually happens is that someone has to become in a very painful situation as far as this relationship is concerned before they start to question what's happening. Whereas the signs would have been there very early on. And one of those signs is that one of the people in the situation, often the one that's setting up the situation, is not doing very much. But initially, they will want to give you the impression that they are full on, that they are very serious about you, and that they are enamored with you, that they maybe even say that they love you. But actions do speak louder than words, because someone who is serious will back up that seriousness with action. And men, for instance, will very, very often show you their seriousness through their actions, because they tend to be very upfront as far as their feelings are concerned, in that it's shown very often through their actions. So consistent action in a relationship will show you whether this is a serious relationship or whether it's a quasi relationship that's been set up for someone else's convenience only. So I wish you well with that, and do email me at phoenixspirits@outlook.com if you want to chat a little bit more online about this issue of quasi relationships. As usual, stay safe and very, very happy. Bye bye.